powered by Riverside.
No one wants to hear us anyways. I tried something new with the intro, okay? Clearly didn't work.
Clearly.
Oh my god. Did you just run over a small child? You did something. I lost your audio. I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, come on.
Oh, now you're back. Now you're gone.
There.
Now you're back.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
Welcome, everybody. Skippy's on the road again. This always goes so well for us.
Rod, can you hear me now or no?
Well, I don't
No,
know.
probably not.
I can hear you a little bit.
Continue the show without you 3 minutes, okay?
You're going to be what?
3 minutes.
You're home in 3 minutes? You're home in 3 minutes?
3 minutes. I'll be home in 3 minutes.
All right, everybody. This is our time to bad talk Skippy. He can't respond. Oh, I love it when Skippy's on the road. We have some. We lost Skippy altogether. He'll be right back. Welcome to the people that are listening on the YouTube. Our couple stragglers on TikTok, and our couple on Riverside. While we wait for this 3 minutes, I kind of want to wait for Skippy to get on before we talk about our weeks. But yeah, we plan on talking some POS stuff today. If you guys have specific questions about POSs, we'll do our best. We'll try to do a high-end overview, more or less, of what's included, what kind of the initial costs are, equipment, and other ancillary features. We'll also go through what Skippy and I use and how we utilize those. And I think everybody, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we both use Square. And we both are pretty happy with it. Yeah, I know the fees tend to be a little bit higher. We can get cheaper processing other places. We can get cheaper monthly service. Good morning, Pagel on the TikTok. So yeah, we'll hit some of that too today. I would say an interesting week for Skippy and I. I know he had some days off for some things. My bad Friday kind of has continued throughout this week. So we're looking for a turnaround of events. Not much seems to be going right currently. I did finish my taxes last week, Monday, after we got done with the podcast. According to the IRS and me, we cleared about 70,000 last year. So excellent. So yeah, not bad at all. Finished those at about 9:30 at night. So just under the gun. But when you have to write the checks, I tend to wait. So that's all done. And Skippy is way over 3 minutes now. This is why it's good to have two people, because it's really hard to fill airtime with just yourself. Let's see here. So as you all know, my last Friday was, or not this past Friday, but the Friday before, we had our generator go and our refrigerator go. So we got a Predator 9500. We joined that whole family. Lots of good talk last week on the comments. Welcome you to the Predator family. The thing I hate about them, absolutely hate about them, is they don't have a 50 amp plug, and they go to a 240 split 30 amp plug. So we've been using it for a week. I got the correct twist lock adapter for that. That goes to a 50 amp RV plug. Works pretty good. We've had it overload a couple times. Mostly when we kick on, and these were just during tests, see what we can run and what we can't. Kicked on the AC or the heater. It overloads. It doesn't trip the breaker, it just overloads. So, in all my vast electrical knowledge, leads me to believe I need to make sure Skippy's not trying to get in. I'm sorry, everybody. Um, we're just overloading one leg, so our electrical panel isn't evenly split, which means we should be able to run everything in the trailer if we maneuver some things around in the electrical panel so that those two sides are pulling evenly, um, is my guess. So um, otherwise, we just run without the AC for now. We only had it overload one other time without the AC or heater going. I'm just going to guess that everything just kicked in all at the same time. So all of our heating elements kicked in, refrigerator kicked in, all that stuff kicked into either heat or cool at the same time and just sent a little surge that overloaded it. Um, Other things I don't like about the Predator, that twist lock plug is absolutely terrible. Um, we've had it come partially undone, so it untwisted and then started to vibrate out a little bit. Um, so we lost. I got the text that we had lost a couple outlets. Um, so when I got there, I was kind of checking things out, testing all the outlets, testing, making sure there's actually power to them or not power to them, and then going through and checking everything else to make sure that we were getting power. I had asked Chris if anything had happened or changed at about the time that they lost the partial power. And he knew he lost partial power because the printer, the outlet the printer was plugged into was one of the outlets. Um, I'm sorry, JT. Let me see if I can correct that real quick. I moved some things around on my docking station, so I'm curious if it. Let me get closer to my mic for a second. Let me get into my audio settings and see if it changed it on the back end. Sorry, everybody. Let's see here. And Skippy is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, I'm here. Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
Sorry, I got some super quiet audio comments, so I'm working on making sure all my settings are still okay. Seeing if any of that is better, which it is not. Hold on. Ah,
Yeah.
ha. So it defaulted back to my webcam on the Riverside app.
Oh, hey.
I don't know that I can change it without leaving the podcast. So, everybody, hold on just 1 second. Skippy, I'm gonna have to stop it and then get back in real quick.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to get in. Give me 30-ish seconds. Wait, let me see if I this without. Oop, never mind. All right, that should be better, I think. And let's see if we can get Skippy back. Sorry, everybody, about that. Holy crap. JT, that is awful. We will talk more Predator stuff in just a second, as soon as we get Skippy back in. I hope the audio is a little bit better now. If you guys can confirm that for me, JT. Welcome, Shane, on Riverside. And anybody else I missed on TikTok that I Didn't see pop through. And Skippy is back in. Excellent. Flawless.
Woot, woot.
Woot woot. So I can leave. You didn't have to leave, apparently.
Oh,
I can leave and it'll keep recording, apparently, which I think is odd.
oh, I did leave.
Yeah, I know. I saw you. You got out before
Okay.
I did. But it popped up that said if you leave, the recording will continue.
Oh,
So,
okay. All our tens of people in, all our tens of people listening are now worried.
All right. I am. I'm working on the audio, everybody. So we'll keep working on it. But I do have the right microphone now in, so it should be a little bit better. Um, always something.
Turn up your speakers, not yours. Everybody
Fran
else.
said hers are all the way up, and she can still barely hear me. So I guess I just need to talk louder.
Well, she only listens to me anyway, so.
Oh, good God. So while you were gone, I was going through my Predator dislikes over the week.
You still having problems with it?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
I still don't care that it doesn't have a 50 amp plug. That twist lock plug is a POS, and it would actually be nice if it actually locked and went more than a centimeter turd to lock. So yeah, we had the same problem that you did. It came untwisted and started to pull out. It vibrated out a little bit.
Oh.
We lost a leg, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we lost half power. I wasn't on the truck, so I got a message from Chris. The only reason he noticed is because the printer was plugged in. So everything else that lost power was ancillary stuff, outlets, and that we didn't have equipment plugged into.
Yeah.
So he didn't really notice. I got there and started testing other outlets and stuff, and asked him if anything had changed when the printer went out. Like, did you notice anything? Did anything get turned on? Did anything get turned off? Blah 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 blah. He said, "Nope, I just filled the gas." And then I came back and the next order we had, the printer wasn't working. So I wandered out there to, just check because you go to the last known good and anything that might have happened in the area. Solid troubleshooting and noticed that the plug was on its way out. But yeah, I mean, luckily no arcs or anything in between those.
That's very, very lucky.
Yeah. So I let him know what to look for. Since we are now, we have a 20-foot 50 amp cord that's in the truck all the time because we have one spot that we can use it, plug into their house power. So we just have that in there now and have the cord situated in a way that it pulls the
It keeps it taut.
locking. Yeah. Yeah. So that should help a little bit. But yeah, I hate that it doesn't lock better. But yeah, my pull start still doesn't pull.
What?
Yeah, it's locked up. My pull start doesn't pull. I have to use the push button, which is fine. So I'm thinking about, I did not get the extended warranty or the warranty on it, but I'm pretty sure Harbor Freight within a couple of weeks will probably
they'll still take
care of it. Yeah. Other than that, though, I mean, it's worked pretty good. I think I told you on the phone that we turned the AC on and it overloaded.
Which is still weird to me.
An overload isn't a breaker tripping, so we're not maxed amp. So it's just my panel. So the two legs go into two different parts of the panel. So half runs on one leg, other half. So my panel's just not evenly distributed.
Oh,
that's all that means.
Okay, so it's not the generator can't handle it.
Right. So there's the one leg that the AC is on also has probably the steam table on it.
Yeah.
And all the other heavy hitters are all on the same side of the panel type of thing.
Yes. Okay.
That makes sense. Is my assumption. We did have one other overload on Saturday, just out of the blue, which I thought was odd. We didn't have anything extra running. I'm going to guess just everything kicked in at the same time. So all the heating elements turned on to reheat. All the fridge condensers all kicked in at the same time. So once we get things separated and more evenly distributed, I think it'll be fine. So overall, I like it. I just wish I had the 50 amp plug. It would make life a little bit easier. So,
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. JT said his Predator took a dump on Saturday, lost push to start, and then the pull string broke and had to jump starter solenoid to get going. So that sounds like a
Ouch.
good time. Yeah,
That
but
doesn't sound
I,
good at all.
and JT, I don't know if you've had small engine or car experience in the past, or you're one of those guys. But I sure haven't. But I've having that knowledge to know what to do to try to get things running. Um, it's a knowledge base that I'm slowly gaining. There's not much on the truck that I haven't tinkered around with, um, and stuff that I wouldn't have touched 6 years ago. Um, so yeah, now it's just to get Chris to that point where he's kind of comfortable. He's worried about breaking things worse while trying to figure out why they're not working,
Oh,
which I
me
get.
too.
Yeah, which I get, but at the same time, let's get things working. If it's not working, you're probably not going to damage it worse. You know,
Yeah, you just keep
uh,
rolling with it.
yeah. So, um, Justin, Thursday, he forgot a service at a school for a school fair an hour away. Radiator and truck cracked halfway there. Welcome to the club. I guess everybody had a really stellar last
Damn.
week and a half. I did not mean to start this, everybody. It wasn't my fault.
Damn. I didn't work last week, so
Yeah, Skippy. Let's start with your week. How'd it go?
lack thereof.
Big sales
Um,
week for you.
listen, I almost broke even. No, I Tuesday Tuesday and Wednesday I wasn't feeling well. Like I almost had like bubble guts. I'm like, well, maybe I ate something. I'm like, it just wasn't working out. So I decided to go to urgent care, and they're like, open your mouth. I'm like, okay, weird. And they saw that I had a wisdom tooth that on my bottom left side that was broken through the skin, but it was very, very swollen. They're like, yeah, you got an abscess. That's not good. I'm like, well,
That's not
come to
something you want.
come to find out that my neighbor across the street, who's 91 years old, hardcore old man, nice guy, uh,
Mm-hmm.
still trying to cut down trees with a handsaw. His daughter is a oral surgeon, so I called her and she was able to fit me in at 9 o'clock. Actually, it was supposed to be 10 o'clock, but I showed up at 9 because it was hurting, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, we must have told you the wrong time. We'll get you in." And so yes, so the wisdom tooth is now gone. Um, it still hurts, but it's feeling better. It's more of the jaw, like the connection that hurts, and not the
Okay.
actual area where the tooth is or was. Um, but they said that or she said that I have no chance of getting osteoporosis because my bones are so good. They're very,
Oh,
very strong, very, very strong
did
bones.
you ask for that in writing so you can sue her for malpractice down the
No,
road?
too nice of a
Okay.
lady. Um, but my for I don't know if you can. Yeah, my tooth was that long for a wisdom tooth. She said it was huge. They took it out in four pieces.
Yeah, they
They
did.
said they have very strong roots. Um,
These are the worst humble brags ever.
exactly. Like what's your claim to fame? I got strong roots.
Yeah, my wisdom teeth are huge.
Yeah, it's not the only thing. Anyway,
Big
so
head.
yeah, I have a huge head. That's just absolutely huge. Anyway, so
It's a family show, everybody.
since Mama is listening, I blame you for not taking my wisdom teeth out. I still have one that's impacted, that's growing, or that went that way instead of up over here on this side. But nonetheless, I was already invested in a barbecue competition this weekend. Um, already had paid for stuff that was going to cost me money, so went there. And Friday we cooked the beak to beak championship. Uh, it is the first time that I've ever been to a barbecue competition that I didn't try hard. It's just kind of
What's for those that don't know? What's the beak to
oh
beak?
beak to beak. So for anybody in the Great Lakes region that competes in a sanctioned contest that includes chicken. Um, if you received a top 5 award, you're invited to the Beak to Beak Championship, sponsored by the Great Lakes Barbecue Association, which I'm a board member. If anybody wants to join, let me know. Um,
Hella awesome trophy, by the way.
yes, so
By
that
far the
was
best trophy that we've seen.
that. So that's the traveling trophy. It's the Stanley Cup
Nice.
of chicken. Uh, it will go to each person. They still have the belt. So I was out of 16 teams. I finished 15th. Um,
Nice. Good job, Skippy.
yeah, I didn't do anything. I just cooked it and turned it in. Uh, yeah, so I felt better on meds kicked in early Saturday morning. Um, it was close enough to home, so I went home and slept and got a good night's sleep. Got back. We 4 meat competition was chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. 63 to something like that teams, and we finished with a respectable 11th in chicken and a 14th in brisket for a 24th overall. So top third. Um, really, really extremely high scores. Michigan, we had 2 700s in one contest. Just big scores. They called Mike Terry, who was the founder or one of the founders of the Great Lakes Barbecue Association, was doing the readings, and you non-comp people may not get this, but Josh will. 15th in the pork category, because they called top 15 because there's so many teams, was a 175. Yeah. So he said. So Mike said, "What happened to all these scores 6 years ago?"
No kidding.
Anyway, so we had 2 180s also. So
Nice.
which is for people who don't know, is a perfect score. So we were. I was happy with our cook. The good thing about the 11th in chicken is there's this new thing called Wild Child, where everybody puts in $20, and a category is drawn, and whoever gets 11th in that category wins all the money. So I happened to be that chicken category was drawn, and I happened to be 11th in chicken. So I won $1,100.
Nice.
That basically paid for the tooth, because my uh, insurance, they don't take my insurance, so I had to pay out of pocket
Yeah.
$960.
I mean, of all the expenses that I'm hearing about from our chat and from me in the last week, 900 doesn't seem so bad.
No, 960 does not. Yeah, it's fine. So we did not work at all last week. Came away with $1,100, and uh, yeah, yep. And
That
we're
that's the
looking
week.
forward to this week.
So you did zero food truck stuff last week.
I walked in it a couple times. Um, I did have 3 funny things happen on Saturday though. 3 people fell out of my trailer.
What?
Yeah, they weren't. They didn't look down and see that there was a step there that they were supposed to step onto. They just One of them was my wife, so of course I heard that.
Shane wants to know what do you cook on for a comp?
I had my Rectech, which I could do food truck stuff on, along with 2 Gateway drum smokers,
Excellent.
55-gallon vertical drums, in case anybody doesn't know.
Hope that answered your question, Shane. Um, let's
The
see
other
here.
the other best thing was
Ooh,
so
not so
Mr.
best things.
Brisket. Well, Mr. Brisket is now a proud. Uh, Very happy to have him on board for competition barbecue. He offers a competition box and was actually delivering it to. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
You were blowing into the microphone. I mean, if I had hair, it would make sense. But um, anyway, so the best thing about it is I didn't have to trim a damn thing. I ordered it all from him. It's all pre-trimmed, including 16 chicken thighs, and it was the greatest thing in the world. Not having to do anything, not having to trim anything was just flipping great.
Well, good. I'm glad that all went well for you, Skippy.
Ish.
Yeah, I mean, as good as it could have been.
Yep.
Glad the mouth is feeling a little bit better.
Still a little, still a little chipmunk cheek going on, as my
Yeah.
dentist calls it.
Can't even notice.
No,
Camera smooths it right out for you.
beautiful. AI is
Yeah,
great. Wish
yeah,
you could take care of
perfect.
the rest of it.
Yeah. Let's see my week. Yeah,
Start with Tuesday. How was
I would
Tuesday?
I would like to say that we just had one bad day last Friday, and that was the end of the bad luck stretch, or miscommunication stretch, or any of the other stretches.
Oh no. Oh,
Um, I may
hello.
need to take a phone call, and we'll get to that reason here in just a second. Um,
Oh boy.
I can't even remember last week what we were doing.
Well, it was the middle of April.
April, April the 23rd, huh? Oh, yeah.
No,
Is that
that
right?
was
No, it's the
April the
16th.
5th. April the 16th is the
Tomorrow's
start.
the 23rd.
Tomorrow
Um,
is.
yeah, it was a little bit cooler this week. I think Sunday or Tuesday was our best weather day,
Hmm.
which then ended up being probably our best sales day of the week. I think I'm pretty close to it at least. So yeah, Tuesday was fine. We thought we got over the hump maybe on everything else that was going on. We did roll out. Oh, we had not yet. Wednesday we were at the Fillmore Complex, Ottawa County Corrections and county offices. All are in one property. It's always been a really good spot for us. This was our second time there, and a second dud in a row for us there.
Mm.
So I'm not sure. We're waiting it out because it's been so consistently good for 2.5 years. So we're kind of just waiting it out, seeing if it turns around. I think it will. Um, but yeah, it's been a little bit disappointed on those two. And then our second time at one of our favorite subdivisions, also another dud. So
Mm.
the weather had turned a little bit. It was very windy. It was chilly. But that's usually a subdivision where it doesn't matter what the weather is, rain or whatever, and they're on their way out. So um, we'll see. We're trying to be patient with some of these, and the fact that most of our new locations have been pretty rock solid so far. Um, we're kind of rolling with it. So um, Thursday is where things take a turn and get a little bit interesting again. Um, so we were on my calendars, both calendars,
Oh
um,
boy.
as I've been making things, making sure we're good everywhere. I've been double checking all the dates, going through everything. Um, I go to send her an email letting her know that we are doing text to order for their location, just to help with speed, blah, 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 and realize that where the previous message that I'm replying to, it just happens to pop up all the dates. And the date that I see is this week, not last week, as they're dates that are confirmed for the year. Make sense? Following me?
I think so.
So something got, when I moved it from the email to the calendar, I either picked the wrong day, like went up a week. And there's a
Mm.
reason that that would have happened is because that date was already filled with another location. Yeah. So, and they're both Corwell. They're all Corwell offices. Um, so I had the real schedule via email. Both of them were scheduled for this this Thursday, the 25th. But I had transcribed the one that we were on our way to. Chris was on his way to. Already had another truck there that day. So,
Mm.
and I find this out through the email. I said, I'm so sorry. I must have screwed something up. Is there a chance that you guys don't have a food truck there today? She's like, no, we do. I said, okay. Chris is on his way. As soon as I get a hold of him, I'll have him turn around. Luckily, though, I mean, we were able to set up in Dutton at our insurance place. Um, Turned out to be a pretty decent lunch, pretty average lunch there. So we didn't really lose out there, other than me looking like a dumbass. Luckily for the Corwell people, this doesn't happen for them with us, and they're all super nice people. Um,
Mm.
yeah. Oh, but wait, it gets better. I guess this
Mm.
actually started on Wednesday, when the apartment complex that we were supposed to be at Wednesday reached out to me Tuesday evening and said, "Hey, I was looking at your schedule. I didn't see us on there for Thursday night."
Mm.
And I look at my calendar, and sure as shit, they're there. I don't know what I did. I don't know how it happened, but it's on the calendar. It's on all our calendars. It just got fucked up, which has been a kind of a theme over the last week. Um,
Mm.
Either I'm trying to go through the stuff too fast or whatever. Um, but yeah, there's been a
Mm.
lot of time with me spent with my two calendars, making sure everything's kosher, making sure all my emails are kosher, and that we're properly scheduled going forward. So yeah, we had to originally change our weekly schedule for Wednesday night or Thursday night, and then the whole issue with Thursday lunch. So Thursday wasn't a super great day, as you can imagine, with all the last
Mm.
minute changes. Friday at Wiseman, we had a really solid lunch, and then it did its typical kind of teetered off towards the end. Again, weather wasn't awesome. It was super windy and super chilly by the time the afternoon rolled around. Really getting tired of that weather pattern.
Mm.
Um,
You and me both.
and then Friday night, as I was sitting at home on my couch,
Mm.
a half hour before bed, I go to slide off my couch to the floor to play with my dogs for a little bit.
Mm.
As I'm about 6 inches from the floor, I get a searing, sharp pain through my left kneecap. In the football world, we'd call that a non-contact injury. um,
Mm.
so didn't think much of it. I could walk it without pain. It was just a kind of a there, and then it was a little sore.
Mm.
Went to bed. Everything was good. Woke up the next morning. It felt really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Worked for the day, and as the day got on, it started to swell up a little bit. Got more sore. Not really pain, just more sore. Um, got home, decided it was probably best to just check things checked out. So I went to the emergency room because I was late enough that urgent care was it was late enough, too late for urgent care. So off to the emergency room I went. After lots of poking and prodding and moving things around and some imaging,
Mm.
the consensus is that it's a probable meniscus tear.
Mm.
I am currently waiting on a phone call back from the orthopedic surgeon.
Mm.
They gave me some really good drugs though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shane, I'm trying, dude. Everywhere I see is my mic volume is where it's supposed to be. I'm not sure why it's so low right now. I have no idea what's going on with it. Um, I'll try to talk louder, everybody's. I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, that's where that is at currently.
Mm.
It is a likely minor surgery, but with some pain involved and me trying to figure out how I'm going to get up and down out of my trailer. Um, Chris suggested one of those little handicap pool cranes
Mm-hmm. I
that we
want to
can
see
mount
it.
to the porch. Yeah. Um, I thought maybe we could just figure out a ramp or something. But it'll be one of those two,
You still,
probably.
you still got one leg in your arms. You'll be
I
fine.
know. Yeah, I can make that hop one legged, carrying a case of meat. No problems. Um, so yeah, it
Looks
was
looks like you're going to be the one taking payments and not not standing over there.
yeah, I was took some yesterday. I mean, the weird thing is it's one of those injuries that doesn't hurt that bad unless you're doing a very specific type of angled motion or whatever that um it's something that needs to get taken care of. I mean, I definitely don't want to live with the discomfort. So um
Hey, it'll heal itself after a couple months.
nope, it sure won't.
Oh well, sounded good.
Not unless you believe those the the old age healing methods of I just need to take a certain blend of mushrooms and vitamins and that meniscus will just grow right back. Um,
Hey,
I've been trying to source some umbilical cord fluid. Thought maybe some stem cells would help, but I guess you can't just like eat those.
no, they
Yeah,
definitely no.
that's a bummer.
Um, I do want to shout out somebody real quick because that I forgot
Shout
because
out time.
he's a loyal listener of ours, Mr. Michael
We have
Guard.
those.
Yes,
Oh,
Mr. Michael
cool.
Guard. Thank you for stepping up, taking pictures and photos of all the winners and of the spring fling.
I'm taking my microphone condom off. I'm hoping that helps with the audio.
Well, you're loud in my eyes.
No, that's all that matters to me, Skippy.
you're a little, you're good. But thank you, Michael, for stepping up and taking pictures of everybody. Thank you. Anyway.
Excellent. Way to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Also a loyal customer of ours when we see him. So thank you, Michael.
Well, I told him I was going to be in Allegan in June, and
he's going to come out and see you.
He's going to come out and see me. Well, because there's also beer and alcohol there too. So
that helps. That helps whenever you see Skippy is to have some beer or alcohol.
Absolutely.
Justin says, "Is my microphone in phase?" I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude. It's a very simple setup here. Let me play around my plug. Oh. I don't know.
I thought this was a family show.
What the brother?
Tuesday. I don't even know where the hell that came from. I saw it on TikTok.
You don't?
No.
Look up Sketch.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sketch does live stream gaming. His best of is pretty good.
Oh, I just saw it on TikTok with a bunch of people going up to their athletes, like the Utah Jazz did it or something like that.
I have no buttons, Justin. I'm going to hold it.
Wiggle it just a little bit.
Give it to me. Please stand by.
Well, now he just left. That was rude.
Hi.
Sounds different.
Does it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I just threw everything off of my desk. Really,
I'm
all I
done.
did was I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the arm that held my microphone fell off the desk and then cleared off the desk.
Okay, then.
I'm not
So
sure
we're
why
having
the
a
recording
great.
went out, but
We're going to have a great day today.
This is pretty normal for us. I'm hoping the audio is better. I am showing a better output now. So thanks everybody for your help. Maybe I did push a button and didn't even realize it.
I can definitely hear you clearer.
Oh, that's good.
And I can definitely not hear you. That simmer down, Turbo.
How you doing?
Not good. So we're talking today about POSs. POS.
Look at me.
I'm looking. I'm you and your Honolulu blue.
Thank you, Fran. Fran says much better. Justin Harris says 1,000 times better. So let me start back over at the beginning of my week.
I don't think we want to go through that again.
Justin says he can almost smell my breakfast. I had 2 no-bake cookies, if that helps, Justin, to complete the picture.
I had a protein shake.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we're talking about POSs and not what you would call another person. This is a point of sale system.
So Skippy, let's start out. What do you use and why do you use it?
Why are you going to start with that? Start with the hard stuff. Okay. I use Square. I use Square because that was the only one I knew about. Just to be absolutely honest with you. But I also utilize a lot of features that Square has that I like. I utilize their invoice system. I utilize their banking system. So I utilize a lot. And the one thing that I don't want to go through is if I ever change to a different POS system, they have to have some sort of banking system with it. Are you playing with your rod again? Just you broke it. All right. So yeah, so that's what I use. What do you use, Josh?
I am also a Square user.
Okay.
So I did I did a little bit more research than Skippy did, probably. So for me, I was between Square, Toast, and Clover when I started. Um, Things that helped make my initial decision 5 years ago. It was cost of entry was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Square was the cheapest for me to get into immediately and had the lowest monthly fee initially. And I was just we were just using our phones when we were just doing weekends for that first half a year. So it was easy to set up. It was, I think, $25 a month is all we were paying for Square. And then the processing fees. We just had a little Square plug-in to the 3.5 that we were running cards off of. We had 0 printers. We had a 0 real cash drawer. So definitely not a connected cash drawer. So that was the easiest. And then once we were there, kind of like Apple, they do a really good job of keeping you there, because the feature set is nice. And I'm all about convenience and having less things to manage, or less places to manage the things I need in. So once we got to the point where we added people to payroll, it was super convenient that I could do that through Square, all through the same app. Very seamless and very easily do all that right there. And they would pay all the employer taxes. They would send all that out for me. They would file all that for me. It made it super easy. So yeah, they got their hooks in with the convenience stuff. I am almost positive we're probably paying more than we would if we separated this out in other places. But for me, the convenience is worth the extra little bit of money. So that's why I
would
went with
agree.
Square. I'm super happy with it. I have 0 complaints with Square. I know people say that it goes down all the time. I think we've had 2 instances where it's actually been down during service, and it has affected 0% of things. It switches to offline mode, so you can still take payments. And then, yeah, there's a chance that you're going to have something doesn't process properly, but I'm not going to be shut down for the day. I'd rather have 30 orders that do process and 1 that doesn't, versus not having 30 orders,
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I think
No matter what, you're going to figure it out. So no matter
yeah,
because with any POS system, if it ever goes down, you're going to have to find a way to figure it out.
yep. Their online ordering stuff is good. All their stuff it's all pretty good. It's all pretty intuitive to set up for the most part. They do have some advanced features, but you don't have to use them. So I've tried to use a custom domain for our online ordering, because we have our own domain already. And that's where I started screwing stuff up. So now I just have a button on our website that pushes to the Square site. So all works great. Yeah, that was something I didn't get into and I forgot about. We started doing online ordering. Ran a test out Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That'll work.
So far so good. A lot of compliments. We haven't had it during a time that it's been super busy with like walk up, so we're getting a lot of both. Once Chris figured out where the notifications were, that helped. So we get a screen pop now. There is a sound that it makes, but it's not very loud. There's a 3.5 jack on those registers on the side of the screen. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. I'm not positive it will accept a speaker. Like, I don't know that it works that way. But we're going to try to plug a speaker in to see if we can get that to ding louder. Because if we're like back doing dishes, because we play music in the trailer, so if we're back doing dishes and that's just a soft ding, we're not going to know that there's an order. So we just need that to be a little bit more in your face type of thing. But other than that, yeah, it's worked great. The nice thing is is, so we don't have the tickets print automatically. They don't print until we hit in process. Like we have to acknowledge the ticket first before it'll print. So we have control over how those orders get made and when those orders get made. So we'll take care of the people. So let's say we have a line of 4 people and we get an online order come in. We're going to take those 4 orders that are in front of us first before we send through the online order.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the big concerns with our people when we had put it on Facebook, is that, well, if there's a line of 10 people, why don't I just online order and skip the line? So this is our way to get around that.
Yep.
We're in it. Yeah, the people in front of us have priority. The text notifications work great. Yeah, it's all been good so far. So yeah, we'll continue to do that. That'll replace our text ordering that we were doing. We have the link because we have a QR code on our menu. We've added a link to the online ordering off that. So if they scan the QR code, they can go back inside and share with their people and order from there. Yeah, it's all worked pretty good so far.
Awesome.
So yes, another plus for me for Square. Now, let's start with, you said you had a few that you were ready to, Skippy, that you are.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, to talk about?
To talk about, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I pulled up Forbes list of best POSs for food trucks.
So did I.
For 2024. The 2024 list.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
What's not listed?
Square.
Yep.
And I think it's because it's all about, yeah. Anyway. So what I did was go to.
Hold on just a second. We have a question. I missed it from Steve.
Sorry, please.
I got 3 screens up here, so I'm trying my best with the comments.
Keep it. You're good.
Justin says, so in what ways is Square like a bank, and do you use an actual bank with a branch in your area? And then Steve says, have either of you guys ever had a transfer deposit suspended?
Okay.
Skippy, I'll let you handle the bank question because I know you use their bank side heavily.
So I use their both checking and savings account. So it's through another bank. So what happens is you know how when you take a Square, when you have sales, you have a balance. You have to wait till the next day for that to move into a commercial bank account. Like if you have like a Bank of America account or something like that. What I did was I kept Square because they'll send you a debit card and it goes in instantly. So all your funds are available as instant as possible. For tax purposes, I'm using that card for everything. I don't have to worry about having, it's all part of the same thing. So all my reports, all my banking is all under one category, one company. I don't have to go to a couple different companies to find all that stuff out. As far as a transfer deposit, I think so. I just tried to transfer money from Square to like a bank account, and for some reason it said it was declined yesterday. And I don't know if it's because maybe it was a Sunday. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet today, but that's the only time I've ever had something not go through accordingly.
I've not had a transfer or deposit suspended. My biggest thing so far with money taking a long time in some fashion, we turned on ACH payments for invoices to allow people to do a bank transfer. The one that we only had one do it so far, and it took over a week for it to make it over from the time that he initiated, which to me is absolutely crazy.
Yes.
You would think that would be instant.
So I recently had somebody do an ACH transfer, but I gave them account information to do it. I didn't. They weren't.
They didn't do it through Square. They did it
correct. They did it the other way, and it took, I think, 4 days.
So So Aetna, so we've had issues with Aetna because they cut checks. Last year they cut checks on every Friday or Thursday or whatever. That's their day to cut checks.
Yeah.
So they would pay after the events. So we would do an event on Tuesday. They'd cut a check on Thursday or Friday. We'd get it the next Tuesday or Wednesday. Not super great. And then when we had our 600 person event, I was like, we got to kind of buy a lot of stuff. Can we do that a week ahead of time? And so that's kind of how we started doing it after that one. But so in the off season, they asked if we would be open to direct deposit. It's like, absolutely.
Sure.
Let's do that way. So yeah, now they pay on Monday, the week of the events for both events. And it happens, I get the notification, usually comes through about midnight on Sunday night. And it's in the bank by Monday morning by the time the bank opens.
Okay.
So it works great and it's fantastic.
The other thing I don't like about the Square checking is it does take about a week to 10 days for a mobile check deposit to clear.
Oh,
That is that's why I hate when people write checks. But whoever writes checks nowadays, pretty much everybody.
yeah, you don't have to accept checks. Just keep that in mind.
Correct.
I mean, we have to a couple times, but it's pretty rare, and I always get nervous about it.
Or if somebody doesn't pay via the invoice, they're not going to tip. Sorry.
I thought you had that built in now.
Well, here's the thing. So the U of M thing was a shit show. I sent an invoice. They said, oh, we're tax exempt. So I try to remove the taxes. I can't because they're all in each. I ran a tab and they're all in each one. I'm not going to go through each one. So I had to cancel that invoice, create a new one just for a lump sum. But of course, I didn't add. I thought they were going to pay via that. And of course, they didn't pay via that. And no tip. Anyway, whatever.
All right. So we're all happy with Square.
We are happy with Square for the most part.
None of them are perfect. So we were. So which one are we going to hit first on the list of?
Well, I did find another list.
Best food truck.
I did find another list that had a couple more on there.
Was that the top 10 one?
Yes.
But it only had like 6.
It did.
Let's stick with Forbes because I think Forbes is probably a more trusted source than top-10.com.
It's just top10.com, okay? Anyway. So the exceptional pick is Toast.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a bunch of people that have Toasts.
Best for multiple food trucks.
Yes, that is how it is listed as best for multiple food trucks. The coffee shop that I used to regularly go to does have Toast, swears by it. They have 2 registers, one for their drive-through, one for their counter, and they also have one for their food trailer or their coffee trailer. From what I'm understanding, the one thing I don't like about Toast is that you have to almost have a hardwired internet service inside your trailer. It cannot be from so you can turn on Square from your phone.
Yeah.
Or you can utilize your mobile hotspot. Square Toast will not allow you to do that. You have to have like a jetpack or from what I understand, there's a lot of cords that go into a Toast POS. And it's all going to be part of your internet service.
So, okay. First of all,
from
this
what
is
I'm
not
understanding.
I know, that's fine. Not a huge deal for most people. I think most people are using jetpacks versus using their personal phones for doing a mobile hotspot. Because most people, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to say a good handful of people don't want to be 100% tied to your truck when it's open.
I don't understand that.
So if you were to leave your truck with your phone,
to
go get a supply run or something, while a couple other people were running it, they're out of service.
I run it from my iPad, but I understand what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
So jetpacks are cheap, really.
As long as your service has them.
Who are
My
you
service,
using?
Xfinity.
Oh my God.
What?
Can't you do anything normal?
It is normal. They use Verizon towers.
So get a Verizon jetpack.
I'd have to sign up with Verizon. Verizon's more expensive. Get over it. Anyway.
Well, you can have a single line on Verizon just for your jetpack.
I get it.
Or an AT&T one.
What's
I
the
can
point
give
of-
you. I got an AT&T guy that can help you.
I'm good.
And
What's
they're
the point of
truly
paying?
unlimited.
What's the point of paying for my iPad? It's a cellular iPad, so what I originally bought it for was to use it as a POS.
So get rid of that. So drop that
One,
line
two.
and get a. Jesus Christ.
That's how I run my Bluetooth speaker or Bluetooth radio. Anyway, back to you. Jeez, harp on Skippy Day.
Oh, we're just getting warmed up.
I also
So,
hear that
yeah.
toast processing fees are higher.
They are 2.99 is what I saw, and then 17 cents. I think a transaction. Does that
Now,
sound right?
yeah, 15 cents a transaction.
Okay.
Now,
So
To
the
be
per
in- to-
transaction is the same.
yeah, to be clear though, from what I understand from a lot of these, including Square included, is that if you do over a certain dollar amount in sales, you have the option or ability to request a rate renegotiation. I've also been told that if you want to switch and that you can kind of play one against the other. But anyway, sorry.
I've done that with cable services.
I did that with trash.
Yeah. Shoot. What was I saying before? Oh, most of the jetpacks these days do have a Ethernet port on them
Mhm.
for you to be able to output, and then it's just to a simple Wi-Fi router or a simple
Correct.
a hub, and it's not a huge deal. It's a couple extra wires, but you can also probably set that up in a way that for a food truck that you're not unplugging and unplugging everything every day. Once the initial setup is done, it's not probably horrible. So
As far as inconvenience go, it's still inconvenient because you still need to buy a router, you need to buy a jetpack.
Right.
So
Sure.
it's still more stuff that you have to purchase.
right, yes,
Okay.
the initial, but it's once you're there, it's done, and for me, so yeah, so your 2.99% plus a 15-cent processing fee per transaction. Otherwise, for its countertop kit, it's $800 up front, $69 per month, and 2.49% plus a 15% per transaction fee. So the 2.99 and 15 cents is if your own stuff like an iPad, I'm guessing.
Well, and that's
So
the thing.
that's pay as you go, pay nothing up front. So you're going to pay a higher processing fee, which I'm guessing pays for the equipment. So you're getting an extra 0.5% out of your sales to pay for the equipment. So you're leasing the equipment essentially. Otherwise, you pay $800 up front and $69 a month for a 0.5% less in processing fees. It has handheld kits for $609 up front, $69 a month, and the same processing fees. So I don't believe that those options were available when I started.
I guess
don't think there was an option for zero cost up front and just pay a higher processing fee. Because I might have looked at it a little bit closer. I went with the absolute cheapest point of entry, which at the time was Square.
Yeah, but
Because I already had an iPad.
I guess that's the thing with Square though. If Toast is charging you more, like let's say you want to just use your phone
Mhm.
as your reader or whatever the case may be, they're charging you more if you don't buy equipment. That just seems like it doesn't compute.
Right.
Square, you can get an easy reader and you're in it and you pay the same amount.
Right. But I'm hopping on Toast's website right now to confirm what. Oh, Jesus Christ! Thanks, Forbes, for having awful links.
Yeah, I know.
So you're leasing equipment from them instead of buying it. So you're getting the equipment. You just don't have the upfront cost.
Yes.
So it's not like you're not getting any equipment. You know what I'm saying? So you're not equipment and you're still, what the frickety fart? This is a train wreck of me trying to find Toast website. I just got taken to some Chinese, but now I'm infected.
Oh boy. I got it right
There
here.
we go.
What do you want?
We're there.
It's pos.toasttab.com.
So we have a couple other questions. Justin said, Steve, research of Toast. Does Toast use a merchant account to process? I do believe so. I think. I'm sure. Do you know, Skippy?
Merchant account, as far as you have to move it to a different account.
Processing.
Yes.
Yeah. So processing all comes. Yeah. So, and that's the other thing. I think Square's the only one that does their own processing, isn't it?
No, Square is
everybody else goes through it.
Square is not a payment processor.
But you don't have to get an account with another one. They handle it all.
Correct. Yes, they handle it all.
You don't have to set up a merchant account with somebody else.
Correct.
Who they use is who you use.
Correct.
So you don't have the option to shop around type of thing. But for Toast, I believe you have to go and search your own. I think that's what you're asking, Steve. If not, let me know.
So Toast Starter Kit. The deal for single location restaurants who need 1 to 2 terminals to get up and running at $0 a month. Hardware kit with no upfront costs. Cloud-based point of sale. Most of all these are cloud-based point of sales. Hardware configuration included. You get 1 terminal. It looks like you sign up, you get a terminal for free. It's interesting. I like that idea.
I got a couple more from Justin's chiming in with all his Easy Eights things. So 5 years ago when I started, it was Toast, it was Clover, it was Square. That was it pretty much. Those were the big ones. There was probably some startups that were happening, but no one knew about them, and you definitely didn't want to use them. I will say this about all the new entries into the field is that shit's getting better at an astronomical rate.
Very much.
So everybody's copying each other's features and services. So they're all getting way better very fast. The register that Skippy and I use doesn't even look like the same piece of software that we started using 4 years ago. I told Skippy that we got the big update last Friday or Thursday or whatever it was, where it started bringing in pictures. It changed all of the menus. Took us a few minutes to figure out how to open our drawer again. But yeah, and it gives us more ability to edit items on the fly, a whole lot easier from the register than using our phone to try to get into the website. So a lot of that stuff has gotten way, way easier. And now I'm looking at Toast, and Toast is doing payroll for restaurants. Toast is now offering delivery services. So all that stuff.
Toast gives a discount on insurance.
That's pretty cool. Tell us more about that, Skippy, while I look through our comments.
I think they deal with so I've been seeing a lot on they get restaurant insurance powered by Next. So depending on what you go with, so they have a per month. So they have a point of sale, they have a build your own pricing, and they have save money by bundling POS and payroll at $70 a month plus $9 a month per employee. But one of the things they had on here.
Did you say $79 a month per employee?
No, $69 a month plus $9 per employee per month. But they also have. Let's see here. What do they have? So it's restaurant insurance powered by Next, N-E-X-T. I've seen a lot of TikTok videos about them. Payroll and team management, scheduling powered.
Now we're all going to see them. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, scheduling powered by Sling. I don't know what that is. They have a referral with a 401k too. That's pretty cool. and then Toast pay card and pay out. So I assuming they can give your employee a card versus a check. It's interesting too.
Interesting.
Now there's not a lot of from their plan comparison. So for $70 a month, $69.9, you get digital menus, mobile payments, you get payment processing, customer care stuff. But then I say grow your business online. And I'm wondering if that's an add-on for like I see a lot of online restaurants and food trucks have Toast or Toast Tab. It's like Toast online ordering, delivery services, Toast takeout. They have a catering and events section. It's interesting.
I wonder if that's more just like our invoice section.
Oh, could
If
be.
that's what it's
Yeah.
for, maybe.
Um,
Is anybody using Toast that's on right now that can maybe help us through some of these
Oh,
other features?
and by the way, Justin, we do have a phone number to call in if you want to call in and be a part of the podcast with your Easy Eats.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he left a whole bunch of messages on YouTube. I'm just waiting for you to kind of get through. He said he might have to take off early, but he wanted to give us
No,
his
you're
information on
you're
it.
good.
But yeah, Justin, anybody, if you're on through Riverside, you can hop right in into the show, and we can talk to you live on the air. So if anybody is a quote unquote expert in something different than Square, we'd love to kind of go through the pros and cons that you've seen so far. I think this is going to be a multi-week type of thing.
Probably should have went through each one of them because Toast is probably take up a good chunk of it.
Well, Skippy, you weren't at work all week, so I don't know what the hell you were doing.
Covering. So Toast has this thing called Extra Chef, EXTRA, and then Chef, and it says take control of your bottom line, and it looks like it has to do with inventory system.
Okay.
Inventory management, monitor cost across all recipes, automate invoice processing. So it seems like it's both of those. See if there's anything else. A lot of integration.
Have you utilized? I mean, I'm guessing you haven't because you have 0 employees. But Square also does offer HR resources.
I have not.
Through Mineral, we don't use any of it, but handbook builders and law alerts and other HR compliance type stuff. All for a monthly service, I'm sure, or a monthly fee.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't gone through probably what all the stuff that Square offers. So I'm looking at all this stuff like it's without being able to tell you whether Square offers the same thing or not.
Right.
I think I have to do that.
I know I'm pretty happy with the staff features. The scheduling is all pretty good. The availability features for my staff has gotten a lot better. Before it wouldn't let you request a partial day off. It had to be the whole day, which made scheduling for me a little bit more difficult. But now they can just request a block of time off for the day. Everything for the most part, has been pretty easy to adapt in Square that I've used so far. And Skippy, once you start adding employees, you'll get into a whole nother realm of what you got going on. But yeah, I think there's so much everybody's trying to keep up with everybody that any feature that is new and fun is getting pushed out to all of them. I mean, it's an Apple Android thing,
Yeah.
Everybody's copying each other's features, and they're growing so fast and they're improving so fast. So
okay, now I understand where all these features come from. They're all part of the integrations. So okay. Each POS is going to have integrations with other apps. So they have an integration with Whisk, which is restaurant inventory management. A lot of different operations. Tip House, Beer Saver. So they have a lot of different, and I know Square's got the same thing. There are a lot of different integrations.
Yeah, I think,
These are a lot.
yeah,
Though.
some of them are third party stuff. The HR compliance stuff is all third party.
Yeah.
But yeah, I, here's the basic thing. Figure out where you want to spend money. Is it either upfront or is it over time type of thing? So there's your first question you need to answer. I think Square's equipment is pretty low cost comparatively,
Simple.
and it lets you piece together things. You don't need a connected cash drawer right out of the bat. You can just use a simple cash box and a piece of their equipment. So
If you have a 10.5-inch iPad, $150 can get you a stand, which will do the exact same thing as what everybody has.
Yeah, close. You can't. At least when I was using the iPad, it was nowhere near what the register is, as far as layout and stuff. I'm not sure if that's changed or not.
Yes, it has changed. It's very similar. I mean, there's no.
Okay.
The main difference is the register has the removable customer facing screen.
Payment. Yeah.
Yeah, where the stand is a flip screen.
Right.
So you kind of have to be closer to your people, your customers, for that to work. Sorry, I just got really close.
I would advise talking to all the salespeople, which I know is a miserable thing to do. And then take really good notes, and then use those notes to, when you have follow-up calls with everybody, to negotiate terms you can get. And then be honest with yourself about what you need, or what you might need a year from now. So if you are thinking about adding paid employees a year from now, put that as part of your consideration in your upfront purchase. Who can offer me streamlined payroll services, or is that another service I'm gonna have to get on my own from somewhere else, type of thing. These are so much more than just POS services now, that they can do so much stuff for you.
A lot of this can be your lifeline.
Marketing messages, information collection systems for you to be able to market. It's insane.
At the end of the day, with a POS, everything has a price, so you can absolutely do.
For me, Square feels a lot like Allegiant Airlines, where that initial monthly is like $25, but for everything you add on, you'd like a beverage in flight, that'll be another $25 a month. But at the same time, I get to pick and choose what I want and what I don't need. All right, so that's good for Toast. I like that.
One more thing with Toast. So I told you about the catering and events add-on. So it actually is a calendar with catering and online ordering for catering.
So people can go in and look to see if you're available for catering.
To see if the date's open. It's a calendar that you can sync with your Google Calendar. Payment, invoice status, calendar view, download and print orders, and online catering. Create a catering online ordering website. Oh, I guess you can do the same thing. Where and pay for catering orders through a seamless ordering and checkout flow. Okay, so they just have, instead of Square just listing your invoices, and they actually have a calendar on the Toast app/website dashboard, we'll call it. Because I don't think Square has a calendar.
So I'm looking at it. It's called Appointments. Square Appointments. Stay in control with their all-in-one point of sale while you focus on customer. Square Appointments works behind the scenes to help you manage your schedule, take payments, and empower your team. So this actually will pop up on our register screens too, so you can see the calendar there too. Lets customers book 24/7 using Square Online. Automatically create customer profiles, payments anywhere, error-free booking. Okay. I'm looking to see Google Calendar Sync is included. Okay, so they have a free model, which is unlimited staff accounts, custom booking website, and reminder texts and emails for $29 a month. The best value. Includes all those free features I just mentioned. Reduced processing rates, multiple locations, confirmation texts and emails, no show protection, Google Sync calendar, appointment reports, class booking, block customers, customer profile. Yeah, so I think there's some similarities there. I like the fact that it shows up on the register. That's kind of cool. So I mentioned my update and how different it was. One ginormous thing that I'm super excited about is that I can take invoice payments on the register now. I can pull up an invoice, edit an invoice. I can add and create an invoice now on my register.
When's the last time you did an update on that thing?
It does updates once a week. But this ginormous update, I don't know if you are in part of the beta group or whatever. Maybe.
Could you send it? You had told me one time you couldn't send invoices from your register.
No, I couldn't create. I couldn't create an invoice.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't see my invoices. So this is all new to me.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
This update, which is awesome.
Yep.
So
I like it. Very cool.
JT says, "Do you do tickets or use KDS?" I'm thinking about using a KDS. We're tickets, so we're printed tickets, and I would love to use a KDS. I just don't know that there's enough value there for me because we're so close to each other.
That's the thing too. I was thinking about the same thing. I know one of my buddies does it. So it's nice. So I'm looking. It's funny he said that because I'm on the KDS screen on Square right now. So it's $19 per screen per month to have a KDS.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the value of spending $19 instead of having a ticket.
So I know that you can get for nerds, and I'm a nerd, so you can get kitchen performance type reports and stuff like that. What is your actual ticket making time? That kind of stuff. I think if I had multiple people making food, that would be helpful. Because I'm guessing Square could split between two screens. So in my dream second trailer for bigger events and stuff, where we have two sandwich making stations, like Square could separate those two into two different lines, and maybe prioritize. I'm guessing it can. So if one has a bunch of orders, if one line's moving faster or one person's moving faster, it'll prioritize differently and move orders to one side versus the other. Would be my guess. But for just our one order making station, our one register, and they're right next to each other. I wouldn't want to complicate things more. So, and I definitely don't want grubby gloved up hands and greasy hands touching the touch screen to try to clear out tickets.
And that's the thing that I see with my friend who has it. So they've got three. They got the Essentials pack, which is $15 per month per screen. They have the Premium.
Hello, Matt.
How you doing?
Hi, Matt. Which is $20 per month per screen, and they have a limited, which is $89 per month per location. The main difference, it looks like, is with the Premium, you get customer notifications. Yeah, and that's about it. There's not a lot of differences. I don't see what the big deal is to have a screen.
Sorry, what?
It's really sweet of you to make me cookies. How'd you know they were my favorite?
I know everything about you, Matt. So what would it hit to get you to consider a change?
Josh's young boy has just arrived. I don't see free maybe. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't see $19 to have a screen when I just have my receipt printers right there.
No, I mean away from KDS.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess I need to set mine up to where I get Brennan tickets. I think you have a typo there, JT, because my issue was printed tickets. That's what I thought you meant. Printed tickets because my issue was just the handwritten tickets from different people. I have running the window. Yeah. So
Oh yes, get a
JT, what are
yes,
you using?
yes.
What are you using for POS? Are you using Square? But yeah, just get a Bluetooth printer and then
That's
set it
what I
up to
have.
print. Yeah, that's how we use. So as soon as
It's like
as soon as
300
cash is
bucks.
tendered, or as soon as the payment goes through, it prints a ticket. It works great.
Now
We have,
there are certain printers that work with Square. So
Yeah.
not all receipt printers work with Square. So what I did was I went to the Square website, found out which printers work, and I went to Amazon and see if I could find it cheaper. So I have a Bluetooth, and you have to just set it up you have to set up the printer station in your Square to print receipt and then kitchen tickets.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a 5-minute setup. It's pretty easy to do. JT said he was using voice to text, and a Hoosier accent doesn't combine well. So yeah, he is using the Square point of sale, the black fancy looking customer display. So yeah, get yourself a printer. Square has a website that you can either order it from them, which you don't need to. Just find out which printers work, and then go to Amazon.
I'll send you the one I used on the Amazon.
No, my question would be, what would get you to consider a change of POS?
Banking.
Other places having banking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just don't. To open up, all right, here's the thing. To open up a business bank account, you have to go in there with all your business paperwork and open up a business bank account. With Square, because
Correct.
you're already setting up a business, you don't need all that. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple.
It's not that hard to do a business bank account. It's like 3 pieces of paper you need.
I completely understand. I completely understand where you're going with that. But it's the time to go to the bank. Nobody likes going to the bank.
I love going to the bank.
You hate going to the bank.
No, I don't. It's a pleasant experience every time I go. They all know me. We smile, we joke.
But it's also one more step to get your money. Square,
really.
it's as instant can be, versus you have to wait till that batches that night to get your money.
I don't have any need to spend money while I'm sleeping.
And then you also can't get anything over the weekend. Doesn't it all hold until
That's
Monday?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it doesn't have to. You don't have to. You can have it processed over the weekend.
For a
They
fee.
charge you, but yeah.
Correct.
I have never been in an instance where it's like I need to have that money over the weekend.
No, it's not. It's not about a need. It's about just the fact that it's there. So if you do have something that you need to get to, you don't have to wait,
All right.
and you don't have to be charged. And you don't have to be charged extra money. Plus, their savings account is a pretty good interest rate.
I guess I've never really been all that concerned with waiting from Friday to Monday.
You got people that are
It's
just
kinda nice
starting
to
out
see
there,
it.
need their cash as soon as possible.
Okay. Then don't take cards. Go cash only for the first couple weeks or first couple months.
You know how that works. Who carries cash nowadays? I'm like 79% card there.
Justin says his bank has become customers. Same with here. We booked a wedding for the teller that I see all the time. So.
Oh, I go to my credit union. They booked me for a credit union day, so I get that, but I just, it's easy. It's easy. How about that? It's easy.
Okay.
And there's nothing I can't do with Square banking that I can't do with any other bank.
Okay. I'm not. I wasn't.
You were coming at me, bro.
I was not knocking you. You do whatever you want. Keep it in the mattress like you used to do. I'm just saying that it's.
I have a safe.
I'm guessing for most people that it's not a huge deal that their Friday sales don't go in until Monday.
Well,
especially since one of those days the bank's closed anyway, so you can't do deposits on Sundays anyways.
The fact that you got to go deposit stuff, like it's just.
I don't have to go deposit stuff outside of cash.
Exactly.
Which you would have to do anyways.
Yeah.
Until unless you're telling me you put your dollar bills into your computer screen.
No.
So you're still going to the bank to deposit cash, except for that's the stuff that goes into your mattress.
I have a safe now.
JT says it's my money and I need it now.
JG Wentworth. Why don't you serve cash now? Anyway, listen,
Yeah.
it's just it was easy. So I did it.
That's
and
fine. Whatever works for you, and that whatever works for everybody is whatever
and
works for you.
and it
That's
hasn't
fine.
failed me. And
There's 1,000 different solutions, and there's a reason there's 1,000 different solutions.
blah blah blah.
So as soon as Toast and all those other ones start getting banking services, maybe we'll consider them more. So
Potentially.
for me, I spent so much time. You okay over there?
What is he doing?
I changed a trash can.
Sounds like the trash can got the better of him.
That's what I thought. I've spent so much time inside a Square, and I know it so well. I know my way around it. I know how to make the changes I need to make quickly. I figured out all its nuances over time. So when new features come out, they're pretty intuitive. I don't want to have to go through all that again to get it to where I have it now, to where it's simple. I don't have to really think about it. I know how things are going to work. So for me, I'm in so deep. And like I said, it's like Apple when they had the iPads, or not the iPads, the iTunes. They owned your music. You uploaded the music, and then it was yours. You couldn't get it back out. So you're stuck with Apple now forever. You know? So if you wanted an MP3 player after you had an iTunes shuffle, you're stuck with Apple if you wanted all your same music, because they weren't going to let you export it back out, which was an ingenious move from Apple. I don't know how to do that anymore, but that's how they dominated that market, and no one else could get in. It was a very Microsoft thing to do. Make it so hard and inconvenient to switch that you're stuck. And that's kind of how Square is. They got you, and now they're going to make it so hard for you to switch, so inconvenient and so cumbersome that you're not going to want to. And I'm okay with it, because Square's not bad. Like, I'm not constantly cussing out Square for crap that doesn't work right or whatever. If Square ever got to that point, then yeah, I'd switch. Or if there was some huge feature somewhere else that. What are you doing?
That was me.
Are we interrupting your day? I know it was you. Yeah, if one of these other ones came out with some massive feature changes and stuff like that were just so mind blowing, then yeah, I'd consider it. But for right now, Toast isn't it for me. Their equipment's pretty nice from what I've seen out there in the real world. It's very similar to what you see for Square. So there's nothing that's world altering for me with Toast.
Correct.
And I think that's where we'll stop with POS for today. I would like to get into some of the smaller ones. I think, what was it? Review, Revive. What was the last one on that list?
Revive, I think. Relieve.
Something.
Relieve
myself. Revel and Touch Bistro I'd like to get into. So
there's also one called Cash Drop, which actually puts the customer processing fees back on the customer.
Real quick for Justin's Easy Eats stuff. Easy Eats is 0.95% per transaction, or flat rate $90 per month on a 1-year contract. The credit card reader is $25 a month with a 2.65 transaction fee. You have to buy a tablet for your POS, and if you want a KDS, you have to buy a touchscreen monitor and mobile computer. There are 2 other credit card processors offered for that. So I'd like to touch base. Justin, would love to have you back in when we have more time and you have more time. Maybe next week you can come in and we can talk about Easy Eats some more. Just got to go through Riverside. So make sure I have everything so far. Steve says, sorry if I missed the KDS discussion. Are you guys using, and how many screens? Neither of us are using it, Steve. At this point, we're not going to. If I get my second trailer that has a dual station type of setup, I will consider it at that point. JT says, are you Square banking, but only as a stopgap before stuff gets transferred to a PNC account or to my? Okay, oh God. So he's just using his Square account as a stopgap between. So he's transferring from his Square bank account to PNC, but he has access to his money right away via his Square account.
That about me?
I think that's right. No, JT is. So JT has a Square bank account that everything
Yes.
goes into right away.
Okay.
And then
They can-
from there, he transfers up to PNC what he needs for bills or whatever, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty similar.
So there's that. Yeah, next week I want to get into Revel. It's Forbes list for best for customizable menus, which I'm curious about. Skippy and I will try to research better for next week. Sorry, guys. And I hope that we all have better weeks this week with better luck with equipment and health and knees and mouths and all the other things, because it's been a 10 days, man. I'm kind of over this turn, but we're almost into May, so.
Okay, so I apologize for jumping in this again. Easy Eats is pretty much a KDS / PO. It's like a menu thing. You then have to choose a credit card processing or credit card processor. Sorry, I apologize. I went to Easy Eats and I was looking at it. So they have two processors. One of them is or three actually. One's CardPoint with an E. They're at $265 period. No plus 10 cents, no nothing. And it's $25 a month if you want to rent the Clover Mini / Flex card reader. First National is $2.39 plus 10 cents, and it's $85 to purchase a credit card reader for them. And then they use Sum Up, which is 2.75% period, and then $40 to purchase a credit card reader. Main difference is they have a secondary card processing where most of them are, including Square, are card processors. Payment facilitators, I believe is what they're called. Sorry, go ahead. I apologize. I cut you off.
No, I was just trying to wrap up the show.
I apologize. I'm done. I'm going home.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. As always, send in those questions. Revel, Revel, will be the one that we kind of cover next week. We'll try to keep it a little bit more organized and a little bit shorter next week so we can get into some other stuff too. Yeah, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on our social media and our personal social medias and everywhere else. So thank you guys. Have a great week. It'll be a good one. Peace out, everybody.